Whatever. You got to use whatever artillery you got to have. That did not make sense. Oh my god. Can I say 2 words? You got to use whatever heavy artillery I guess you get your hands on. There we go. Hey guys, remember to like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and hey, go one step further, become a channel member. Any support you guys give is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the video. Hello everyone, I'm Greyshot17, and today I'm covering a 3v3 on Longstop Hill. We got ourselves an airdrop already dropping on it with an MG. Okay, sure. So at least we know of airborne. But who else do we have? We have another American and a Brit versing 3 Wehrmacht. That they are including Bish Bash Bosh, Hubber Y, alright, and I'm just gonna say light blue, right? Sure, light blue. Meanwhile, on the Axis side, we got ourselves Fire Mission Zulu, Bobber, sure, I'll just say Bob, and Exance, sure. Oh wait, no. If both X's are on each side, is it just ants? I guess ants. Well, ants is pushing on up into the American MG. I feel like he should have realized that after the initial pair drop. So not sure what he's doing there. Again, if you see a pair drop this early on in the game, it's most likely an American pair drop. If you see a German one, it's most likely a Fallschirm Pioneer. Well, but I digress. If you have a game where you have an early pair drop, submit to my Gmail or Discord down below. But right now, do we have some other interesting strats? Well, we got British with Royal Engineer, Rifleman with Scouts, and again, that paradrap I mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, we got a Jack of all trades build for the Wehrmacht. Oh, coastal units near the top of the map. So coastal defense. And Grenadiers with an MG in, well, in the south. We have, again, we already mentioned that one battle group. Bob went Italian coastal as well, but no front. Wait, I'm sorry. Fire Mission Zulu went coastal defense and no special units. Curious. I wonder if he's just going to go with the Italian officer, so that way he can just call in the artillery. Meanwhile, Grenadiers are trying their best to hold on that fuel, but the Allies are holding firm to it and stopping the decap. Excellent hold by the Allies to make sure they get that 10 fuel. That early fuel really counts, as we saw in previous games with like Chaffee at 6 minutes and other stuff like that, as long as you hold it. Now, I don't think they'll be able to hold it that much fuel for too much longer, given that the Axis seem poised to take at least the northern sector and some of the fuel away. But with the south being taken, we'll see. Maybe the Allies are able to hold on to it. Anyway, south looks like it's under Allied control. Axis are just now taking the north, but we still have some engagements going on with some American forces pushing on up. MG, though, suppressing the Riflemen, and Coastal Reserve moving to better cover. Smoke being dropped, though, helps out the Rifleman squad and should make sure they are not suppressed any longer. And right now, we got ourselves Grenadiers pushing up. Order moving on up. Artillery hitting this sector. Alright. Grenadiers heading south. Grenade being unlocked for Hubber. But what is the plan? By the way, we do have some heavy weapons for Hubber. And Bish Bash Bosh has yet to pick anything just yet, but he's getting that platoon command post. So, basically Rifleman focus, basically infantry section focus, and a bit more MG. We have 2 MGs. Again. Oh, and air support. I don't know about that, because you already are using so much munitions, and again, this is just me. We'll see how he does it. But potential for either the rocket strafe or recon that you can get through this guy. It is curious that you're now going to double up on that with additional airstrikes. So, we'll see if Light Blue's air focus will help win the game. Alright, right now we have mortar support hitting the MGs. Again, good counter. The American has no immediate support as his mortar got forced back. So at least German mortar support is countering the Americans in that way and opening the door to allowing them to get that 10 fuel. Hubber going with infantry support, so again, he'll at least get cheaper infantry, which makes sense for him given the fact he's going with such a focus. Spam free recon for 30 cows? I mean, maybe. We'll see. But I don't know. The infantry support combined with the paratrooper, I just find maybe a better combo. And that way you can use some munitions for the other stuff. Well, hey. That's the thing. I always have my preferred strategies, but I'm not I personally, as people know, I'm not like an MLG player, not the best of the best. I'm just looking at it like, okay, how do I focus resources with munitions one way and the manpower and fuel for another way, right? Anyway, MG does go down. Hubber is on the field, thanks to Blue, aka Bish Bash Bosh. So he's maybe able to put some pressure on the Germans in the south, who don't really have any sort of AT. He did do what I said he was going to do. He did. First off, he got himself upgrades across the board, so his men are vet 1. But even with that, right now, he doesn't necessarily have a hard counter to the Hubber. His best shot is Fausting it to death, and fortunately, looks like Bish Bash may have allowed Zulu over here to maybe do that. Strafe coming on in does force the Grenadiers away. So that's good. And the infantry section coming on in, all with the scope rifles. That allows for artillery and recon. So again, looks like allies will have plenty of recon potential with flares. Or recon overpasses. Are we seeing another strafe? No, I think this is the it's British artillery. Yeah, it is. We'll force the Germans back in this sector. 16 munition point now open. The Germans could lose it. That'd be a big loss because right now munitions is what's keeping them ahead of the game. And if you give the allies those munitions, oh boy, will you be seeing a lot of airstrikes. Luckily, the Circle of Doom and other defenses help keep the British at bay. Up north, the Americans somehow held on to it. Oh wait, here comes the American counterattack with the captain and rifleman. 75 on the field. Now, he went with heavy weapons, so we can switch that out to whatever he really wants. Well, if he gets interchangeable parts. Did he get interchangeable parts? No, he's just gotten the 50. But he could if he wanted to. American forces are overwhelming. Again, Americans are going to have more firepower, are going to do a lot better than these coastal infantry. They're really meant for defense. They're truly meant to. Especially when the Americans get their bars, these guys are truly going to be in a real tough spot. Best thing is to just hold them behind cover, slowly gear them up or slowly rank them up if you can get the veterancy upgrade for them so they can hold a little bit better. But yeah, and maybe the officer, but the officer got pushed back. But American forces are going to try to push back up and take this position. Captain's having a rough time. One squad of riflemen may have a rough time, but he throws a grenade on the MG. Oh, that unit's really low. And now you have a flank coming in with more riflemen. He could potentially throw a grenade on 2 of these guys. Artillery's hitting it. Gonna almost destroy the cover if the artillery keeps hitting that. Yep, there goes the cover. MG is still there. We have another MG flanking around to hit this guy from the side. Riflemen are in solid cover, so even with the MG fire, the MG42 can't suppress that unit because of the solid cover he's in. But this MG could suppress all the coastal reserve because they're in cover, but they're in cover facing the wrong way. And yep, realizes that. He's gonna get the hell out. German forces, well, they're still holding on to that munition. But infantry section looks like it's going to grab it. Royal engineers are making sure there's no mines taking that. Right now, fuel in the south is under German control. And it's, yeah, Germans actually have more fuel for the time being. We'll see how long that lasts with the middle fuel now going back over to the... Wait, hold on. MG suppresses the infantry section. No, they don't. The Brits are unable. They do call an artillery for the... Oh, sorry. There is an airstrike coming in on that building, as well as paratrooper squads. Oh... Right on the front door, MG down to a single model. Paratroopers might be able to put him down. I think they will. Yeah. We have the Circle of Doom coming on in. Grenade is well thrown. Not a bad grenade, honestly, because that made the paratroopers a little more hesitant. And the MG will be taken out. And they'll still be able to pick it up. So not a bad play by the Germans, honestly. Not bad at all. Zulu really keeping his men alive, or at least keeping the MG under his control, and reinforces it with the Grenadier. Armor-wise, we're just not seeing that much. A medical truck, sure. No! Wait. That's not a medical truck. That is a Blitz truck, right? It is. So he's going to get additional resources from that fuel. Is there any other location that would... I mean, like, okay. if he could, you move that truck here, because that's more resources you could potentially use, but that could put him in harm's way. But man, oh man, if he could get it within that zone, all you have to do is put it like right there. Get a lot of resources. Also, a lot of resources will be taken over the south, and it looks like the Germans are moving down there. Victory point wise, the Allies are the ones actually down in that department by about 160 points. So, another airstrike coming on in, pushing the Germans back. Single strafe though, but here comes the British counterattack. And paratroopers coming out. How many paratrooper squads does this man have? Oh, okay, that's his second squad. But hey, that's a pretty good front, and paratroopers are really good, especially when you upgrade them with bazookas or LMGs. Nice! Rifle grenades, MG. Okay, maybe a little overkill. 2 was good. 3 overkill, especially when the man's already dead. MG stopping the paratrooper squad from getting that body back. Some artillery hits that paratrooper squad. Grenadiers, throw grenade. Infantry section lose a model. MG suppressing all 3 squads, but luckily his ally, light blue, coming in with the smoke to help out his comrades in arms. Let's see, infantry section pulling on back. Small counterattack going on with coastal units over here. At the very least, the Axis will hold on to that 10 munitions. Oh wait, American forces with bars trying to counterattack. And there's still that squad right there. Maybe not. This position's really... Oh yeah, good grenade. 1 squad's down, the other 2 are out of position. They can't use the good cover anymore to benefit themselves. And we almost lose a coastal unit. Yeah, it's a full rout for Bob over here. Bob just unable to hold that. The Allies will get the 10 munitions back. That'll be 61 munitions. They're still holding this, but this whole area is just hanging on by a thread. Oh, never mind. There's the MG bunker, so they could stop an American counterattack in that way. Meanwhile, Ants is coming on up and trying to stop that. But yeah. Looks like his counterattack will stop the Americans from grabbing the munition point. But again, that counterattack could have been used for mid. And right now, that's under Allied control. Greyhound's on the field. Hubbard's still alive. Paratroopers moving on up. And of course, can't have a British game without the Bishop showing on up. Hiding behind the trees. Make sure he's not spotted. But luckily, the Axis do have double AT, so any armor that does move up will be neutralized. But again, if the Bishop does come on in, could absolutely start just pulverizing these. That one area and get 2 AT guns. So something to keep in mind. Grenadier, wait, hold on. Grenadiers continue their attack. Maybe double fouls. Yeah! And small arms will kill the half-track. Damn, that is a big loss for Hubbard. Alrighty. Wait, I'm sorry, did I do that? Oh, I did do that. SOS. But no, MG's here. We got coastal units in the building, but there's still American forces holding that sector. He has another 75 on the field. Or, oh, sorry, he has an assault half-track. They could turn into anything he wants. Bishop is firing. Trying to hit this position. Oh, hit that. AT guns get out of the way. Grenadiers get hit on the retreat. Greyhound's still alive. Does he have additional? No, I don't think he has the additional armor yet. But they're moving all the light armor to stop, well, Ants from pushing up with his men any further. There's too many men here. With all the riflemen and whatnot. And again, I'm glad someone went with a very solid frontline force. Yeah, it looks like Ants is going to be forced out of this sector. F2 section as well coming on in. It looks like everyone's joining up to drive the Germans out of this sector. Germans really don't have any good spots where they're holding down. I mean, Bob is just now retaking the north, but I mean, he needs to take it and then reinforce it. Luckily, again, going coastal, you have the ability for a bunch of bunkers and defenses, but you need that up now, because right now it looks like Hubbard is moving up all of his riflemen, sweepers, MGs, you name it, to take that hill. And he should have the firepower too. Well, tactically, we'll see if he's able to do it. Do the Germans have anything at their disposal. No armor to speak of. Nothing. Right now we have Strasstruppen on the field. We got the Italian officer that can bring out the Circle of Doom here shortly. Almost vet 3. He's almost able to bring out the big Circle of Doom here in a moment. MG gets flanked, escapes from being hit by 2 infantry section rough grenades. The counterattack is real. Doesn't have a bunker that's in range. But, oh, wait, no. He just did it, and now he's doing the circle. His own Circle of Doom from the bunker that calls in artillery. That will at least hit this rifleman squad. And it is serious. I mean, no joke. That constant artillery this thing calls in, you need to be highly mobile. Otherwise, you will lose your men. As you can see, even from just barely dodging it, he's already taken shots. He probably just wants to retreat this unit. But the damage is done, even with that circle. The artillery coming on in. Oh, wait. Is he able to get a kill? Hold on. Rifleman might die here. No, he does escape. MG's picked on up. And a flanking maneuver coming on in on his retreating units actually, I think, caused some heavier casualties. Nice job with the paratrooper squad from light blue. Greyhound as well trying to get the stuff. Packgun trying to assist against the Greyhound. But he pushed too far forward and his flank was not secure. Paratrooper's going to help wipe that MG. We already have a lot of his men dying on the retreats. Down to 2 frontline men and a single AT gun remaining. And that is not even for certain because, well, this MG's being pulverized. This MG's flank, paratroopers could satchel it to death. This one, I don't even know what the hell. I guess it was a medical position. Yeah, paratroopers, throw a satchel if you can on that. Okay, misplay by light blue if he doesn't do that. Truthfully, misplay. He could have easily killed that bunker. Meanwhile, in mid, it looks like the Germans did take the victory point. They did take the fuel, and they are taking the south. So I guess Bob had to die in order for the remaining German forces to live. Honestly, they are flanking those paratroopers. So the Strasstruppen and the remaining, well, 3 Strasstruppen and the remaining infantry, providing with the Circle of Doom, could wipe a lot of these paratroopers on their retreat out. Time will tell if that will be the case. More Strasstruppen coming on in, so we have 4 Strasstruppen in this fight in some way. Alright, but here comes the paratroopers running like hell. But they have so much health, I don't think the Strasstruppen will be able to kill them. Even with all the Panzer Grenadiers and everything, the Rifleman squad's down, but I think these guys will be okay. We'll see. Maybe... Watching the retreat, there's an MG guarding. One MG42 is KO'd, but that was the American MG42 that they stole earlier. Smoke is dropped. That's kind of hurting his own men, so great job there, ally. Yeah. We have double bishops firing in the distance. Again, I hate to be Bob right now, but he is coming back with a vengeance, as he's not building 1, but 2 Obiches. He is bringing the firepower. Obiches are the equivalent of a B4 from CoH3. Very strong, very powerful. Would like it a lot more if this thing was a one-shot, but gotta, you have to deal with, gotta use literally just tongue-tied myself right there. Whatever, you gotta use whatever artillery you gotta have. That did not make sense. Oh my god, can I say 2 words? You gotta use whatever heavy artillery, I guess, you get your hands on. There we go. That makes a bit more sense. I don't know where the heavy artillery is hitting, though. Not any of the places I would assume. Light strafe hits the German blob. Again, Haber being forced back. We do have a Brumbar in mid, which is helping the Axis take over that fuel. Though scattered British resistance is keeping the Germans from taking the munition point. German blob is backing on up. Where are those Obiches firing? Or are they firing? Mines are covering, that's good. At least he has something. Bunker being placed. It's a AT bunker. Okay, what's stopping the infantry from moving on up, though? Whatever. Germans at least take the lead in victory points. Bob is putting a command bunker down. Is he putting it down near? Yep. Around the Obiches to assist. MG kind of covering this sector. Grenadiers, Strasstruppen, and the Italian officer. Again, you still have the mortars here. Maybe you could take that on out real quick. There's A lot of infantry, though, coming on in, so we'll see. Right now, we have 29 infantry on one side versus 24 on the other. Or squads, I should say. Obiche gets a great shot. First shot hits the mortar. Bishops are close to that blast zone. They will be hit by the Obiches. I don't know, though, if that was planned or not, but that's a hell of a hit. Artillery hitting the paratroopers on the retreat. Obiche very close to hitting them as well. Luckily, they zigged. Or the Germans wanted them to zag over here. Not the case. Again, that did, that whole paratrooper counterattack absolutely got forced back. Now, up north, there are paratroopers moving on in. Again, I don't know why you built an AT bunker when you have nothing to stop the infantry. Because, yeah, they have they have your pack gun, and they're going to kill your pack defense with it. Soft Troop and retreats. American forces are doubling up their 75s, it looks like. We got some additional British armor coming on out and a bulldozer as well. There's some German forces coming on up, but I don't think they'll be... Yeah, there's no way there's going to be enough time for them to save. Give credit, lots of mines here, so if the Allies did come in force with a lot of infantry without minesweepers, they would really pay dearly. But it looks like the Axis are doubling down and focusing everything. I think the Obiche just fired on this position. Interesting choice. Oh, never mind. It may have just hit, and the actual target was up here. A T-gun is weakened from the Obiche shot. Big push with the Brumbar and all the Strauss troop, and that's a lot of heavy infantry. Riflemen will have to go on the defensive for that. Luckily, they do have a 50 cal, but again, no AT to stop the Brumbar. Really nothing. AT grenade? Okay. It eats AT grenades for breakfast. Pack guns repositioning to hit that Greyhound. Greyhound will most likely go... Oh, wait, no. The cover is protecting the Greyhound. And every shot is missed. This Greyhound is chasing the infantry. Finally, it goes down. Honestly, the Greyhound probably should have pulled back after 3 or 4 shots missing. It's like, you see that pack line, right? You can see it. Anyway, MG hitting the infantry section. Alright. Recon, recon flying overhead. But another Brumbar is on the field. Not much the Allies can do against all the elite infantry down here. Matilda, I mean, yeah, that actually, take that back. That would actually push them back, because there's nothing they could do against it. But, oh my god, look how much infantry this man has. It's so much, it's actually shrinking down the units. Pack guns can move on down, though, and protect the Strauss troop in. But they can't even take the point. He's trying. Pack guns are lined up, though, to counter. Brumbar seeing the commando squad that dropped in from behind. The 75s are trying to hit the Brumbar. They did a lot of damage, but pack gun pushed them away. Infantry, though, was moving on in. He's going to do something to stop that. Meanwhile, paratrooper squad, I think threw a satchel behind the AT bunker, but more bunkers are being put down. Another AT gun slowly wearing it down. There goes the bunker. Matilda being forced back by the AT line and the Brumbar. It can't even pen the Brumbar. So, yeah, not a good fight. Again, victory point-wise, the Axis are now down. And give credit to Zulu for having such a big army, but he's at pop cap. And while he has a good veteran army, like, I'm not denying that, his allies are unfortunately kind of falling apart on him. Obiches have gotten some good hits, but he needs more than artillery to win the game. He needs to actually break the enemy. Bishops have been pretty much pushed back to base. So I'll give credit, at least Bish Bash Bosch has been kind of pinned in his base. And now with that, his armor just having no effect, he's going to need a Grant or something to really drive Zulu from the south. Zulu, by the way, is taking over the south and pressing the Allies all the way to their base. Not something I thought I would see. Bishops, though, are hitting that big ol' infantry blob. Might be able to neutralize a pack gun, which would be a small win. Absolutely will be a win. One less AT gun that Matilda has to worry about for a moment. Meanwhile, again, his ally, light blue, is at least holding this victory point. In the far north, you have Huber holding that. Air support coming on in, causing, bombing the Obiche and strafing the infantry. But even all that, the Obiche is just fine, and the infantry is just licking its wounds. So, Sure, it sucks, but he didn't lose anything. It's just a lot, again, you need heavy bombers to really break this apart. But we'll see. Paratroopers moving on in, MG suppressing. Matilda's opening fire. MG pulling on back. Oh, we have a Pershing? Oh. Okay, there's some good armor. Pack guns are caught out of position. They just now fire. 2 shots hit. Pershing pulling back, but using its top speed to get out of there before they can fire a second salvo. American forces are backing up the Pershing along with 75s. Tiger on the field. Ooh. Pershing versus Tiger. Okay, and Obiche providing artillery support in this sector. There's a lot of allied forces here, so I like that. Bishops need to pull back, otherwise Bish Bash Bosh might lose both of them if the Obiches target that position. Oh, wait! Bishops targeted the Obiche, neutralized it. Second one firing. Hitting this sector. Unless the Obiche gets a second shot while they're retreating, I think the Bishops will be okay. Oh! That second shot, if it was the first, that would have maybe neutralized both of them. Massive counterattack. There goes the infantry. Alright. Zulu still has a decent amount of men in the south. But there are British counterattacks by Bish Bash Bosh. Huber trying his best to hold against the German Panzer Grenadiers. And the Pershing is, you know, pretty good resource. Also the Obiche hitting his own men. Yeah, that didn't help at all. This squad barely makes it out alive. Tiger takes a couple licks. But still in a decent spot, honestly. Bob needs to get something. He's building more bunkers. By God, this man wants the bunker spam. I mean, he's coastal reserve. That makes sense. But the thing is, he doesn't have the cheaper bunkers because he went with the Obiche. And right now, the artillery is absolutely starting to shred some of his bunkers. Anyway, Tiger backs on up. Does he have a repair bunker, maybe? No, he has a lot of AT bunkers. He has an MG bunker. They will heal. I'll give credit. The bunkers will heal over time. But we'll see how it does against the allied artillery and potential, you know, smoke and then satchels that could happen. Leave him and his bunker spam alone? No, I'm going to keep making fun of it. Alright. Zulu's doing the best he can to hold back the American counterattack. Light Blue's doing everything he has to try to retake mid. But there's still MG bunkers and a big old infantry attack coming on in. Paratroopers versus Strasstruppen. Let's go. But they also have the officer with the Circle of Doom that can provide support. Strasstruppen are shredding the paratrooper squad. We have one squad that probably will perish here. If they focus, they will. Strasstruppen get a wipe on that. Air support suppresses the squads, and Bishops open fire on the officer, forcing it away. One Strasstruppen squad retreats. The other 2 squads are focused on the infantry section, forcing it away. Bunker is neutralized thanks to a Pershing coming in from the other direction. Pack guns are opening fire on the Pershing. Bulldozer as well right there, can take hits. We also have double AT guns. Both of them... Oh, I'm sorry, they're not pack guns. It's different shades, but it's the American 6-pounder. 6-pounder, the American 6-pounder. What am I saying? The American M1s. English. I swear I can speak it, I promise. Wait. Let's end this. Pack 40, 6-pounder. Yeah, both M1s. So actually, the Germans have a 6-pounder of all things. Alright, Tiger Tank is almost healed up to full potential. Bunkers are taking a lot of hits. Allies have regained the initiative, taking not 1, not 2, but potentially 3 victory points here in a second. Air support being called in. Is it hitting all this? No, it bombs the NG on the front, allowing paratroopers to grab the fuel. Again, the Tiger's great. There is a Panzer IV, but there's not really much armor on the field. Zulu losing a number of his men. His allies are having a real tough time. A desperate counterattack up north is falling apart because they can't deal with the Pershing. Again, Huber has a lot of frontline troops. And we'll have to see how things go. Oh! We got a surrender. Hobber, top kills. By the way, Bish Bash Boss submitted this. Zulu tried his absolute best, but I feel like Bob just kind of sunk the team a little bit. You can see by his losses. His Tiger counterattack along with his Blobs did fine, but he also took some heavy losses. Let's see. Yeah, did okay there. Yeah, Bishops did okay. Nothing to write home about. Strasstrupen, 20, but you did lose 1 and had 3. Squad. Trying to see if there's any, like, big wins, but I'm not seeing anything, like, so high. There we go. That's, yeah, the Zulu Strasstrupen with 53 kills. Pretty solid stuff right there. Had the elite infantry to boot, and the Americans were the only other things competing. And, yeah, they did really well. 58. Pershing with 18 kills, nothing to sneeze at, especially for its limited time. But, yeah, honestly, that was a game where I think they had one solid player, but you went for the weak link, and that was the smart play. Tearing him apart, and essentially having then the two guys having to constantly go across the map. And yeah, after Bob lost his entire army, he has a couple good obiches, but I mean, he wasn't really able to compete. And having 2 armies instead of 3 moving across the front does not help when you're down on victory points. So good plays by the Allies. Good job focusing on the VPs and keeping the Axis really pressured no matter where they went. So even with all the elite infantry, it was not enough. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. It's been Greyshot17. I'll see you guys next time.
Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Big Cooch, Aphyria, Ace, Pyro Shark, Tonybee 95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.